Patrick wanted to know if you ever still drink Dr. Pepper before workouts anymore.
Oh gosh. Oh, this is a story. So
Welcome to My Gotta Podcast. I'm Jim Wood. In this episode, John Powell and I are joined by Georgia's starting right guard, Tate Ratledge. This is the first of our new 2023 player interview series. We think everyone will enjoy getting to hear what Tate has to say, and we hope you feel like you got to know him a little better. I know we did. Special thanks to our presenting sponsor, Oxia Time, as well as the Classic City Collective for making this episode possible. Now, it's time to clock in with Tate Ratledge. All right, so we got a special one today here on my Gotta podcast. So John and I as usual, but we got a special guest, a podcaster in his own right. Got to go check out Real Talk for sure. But Tate Ratledge in the house of My Gotta podcast. Tate, welcome to the podcast.
I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely excited to have you on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we, working this through Oxia Time and Classic City Collective, we're able to set this up for us. But I know, Tate, we were hoping even just to kind of get to know you a little bit more. I think it's been great to be able to hear you talk on your podcast and maybe just get into a little bit there. I know, John, I think you wanted to kick us off a little bit.
Yeah, I just wanted to get a background on you. What's your Georgia story for those that might not be familiar? So what brought you to Georgia? What's your story?
So I'm originally from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I was born there, moved down because my dad got a coaching job, so we moved to Rome. And I started off at a school called Armurchie. It's a public school up there, and then ended up getting moved to Darlington, which is a small private school up there. And that's where I spent from 7th grade to my senior year. Played ball there, played a couple other sports, really enjoyed it. It's a great place. But I think they did a really good job of helping me get to where I am today. But really my story of getting here, the recruiting process was I tried to end it as fast as possible because I wasn't a huge fan of it. Got tired of talking to people. But so I ended up coming down to Georgia and Tennessee, and I ended up choosing Georgia because I loved the atmosphere here. I loved the way the team felt when I was around them. It was a real family atmosphere to me. And it was a place that if I didn't play football, I could see myself living for 4 years. So I think that was a big part of it for me, trying to find somewhere that if I wasn't playing football, would I be happy there? I think it's a phenomenal place to get my education. And those are really the main reasons I ended up here.
Who was your lead recruiter back then?
Coach Pittman.
Okay. Nice.
Love Coach Pittman.
We're big fans of Coach Pittman as well. As most Georgia people are, I feel like.
I feel like it's hard not to be.
Right.
Yeah. Seems like a guy we just kind of want to go have a beer with, but that's awesome. Yeah, I know. It's cool to hear. I mean, imagine growing up in Tennessee early, as a young kid, probably wasn't Georgia on your mind so much, so to speak. But
whole dad's side of the family, diehard Tennessee fan. So I kind of got raised that way. But once I started figuring out football was in my future, it got put aside, and had to think about what was best for me.
Yeah. That, I mean, I can't relate to that, but I can imagine. So, I mentioned that that you have a podcast, and I guess just on that note, there's so much talk about NIL and college football and how that's changing everything. But one of the benefits of it that I've seen is getting to hear players' perspective. Because I feel that you guys, you would get out in front of the media maybe once a week at max, right? But then now it's really giving you guys a way to have a platform and be able to get your stories out there, for example. I don't know, what has NIL meant to you?
I think it's a way for players or athletes all over the country, no matter what the sport is, to kind of get what they've earned, per se. Because I think a lot of people for every sport would agree that it's a huge time of commitment. We don't have time to go out and get a job here and make money this way or that way. So I think this has really helped a lot of people and helped even more people's families. And I think it's a great way for athletes to, like you said, get themselves out there, kind of get their story out there and let people know them further than just a football player.
Right.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been great listening to you guys. Like I told Jim, like listening to the players talk on podcasts and all those things, like that's been super insightful. It's also been like it reveals a little bit about like what life is like. Like even some of the players that are on TikTok, you know, Nazir Stackhouse, you know, his TikToks are great. It just gives a different perspective, which, you know, maybe you can speak a little bit about that. Like what's a day in the life like for a player?
Always starts off with you got to be at breakfast, so you got to eat. Then you have class. Just depending on your class schedule, you could be from 8 to 12. You could have breaks in there. You could have class at 9, a class at 11. So it really just depends on your schedule. And then after that, it's pretty much strictly football. We're coming in, getting lunch, treatment. So we try to get treatment throughout the day whenever you have time. And then it's really meetings. We meet a lot, watch a lot of film, see what we can fix, see what we can pick up other teams are doing, stuff like that. Trying to get ahead of the game. And then it's practice, and then usually watching film after practice just on your own. I know me, Said, Ernest, a good bit of our offensive line, we go in every week after practice and watch probably, we try to watch 2-3 games. The other team just trying to see what's happening, but it's pretty full. And then after that, if you have ranking or something like that, you got to go take care of your academics, which I've been lucky enough to get out of that, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. But a freshman, I can tell you, they're as a freshman in ranking all day.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, so just so you know, I mean, like John and I, we went to Georgia, but long time ago, it didn't have anything like your schedule. So I can't imagine.
I can't imagine. Yeah.
We get a day off, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, I don't know what to do with myself. It's like I'm usually on like such a strict schedule, and it's like the time that we're supposed to be at practice or something, I'll be sitting here and like my heart starts beating, like it feels like I'm supposed to be doing something, but I'm not.
Are you missing a meeting?
Oh, that'll go through your head every now and then.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, that's like, man, that's like the version of like the nightmare. Like I still have the nightmare that I'm in college and like I forgot to drop a class and the final is coming up. So just FYI, that never goes away.
Yeah, seriously.
Especially during like camp and stuff like that, when you're not in like school and it's a strict schedule every day and there's so much stuff going on throughout the day. During camp, you get a little bit of free time. You're like, okay, I'm gonna go catch a little bit of a nap. And you hope you don't wake up too late and miss a meeting.
Right. Oh,
that's
man.
Hilarious.
So do you have with your podcast over past couple seasons, was there like a favorite interview you conducted?
I really enjoyed the one where we had the whole offensive line on there. It might be a little bit biased, but we had a lot of fun on that one. A lot of genuine conversations. The one where we had the tight ends on's also up there, one of my favorites. We had one of my good friends, his name's Logan Crosby, on. He's a up and coming country singer. That one was really good. And then we had, trying to think who else. I mean, I don't think we've had one that I'm like, dang, like that wasn't very good. They're all interesting. And I think it's, especially with our teams, you seem to learn something new about them, even though you feel like you know them to a certain extent, but you just learn more and more about them.
That's interesting you said that, because I've picked up on that, because I mean, I'm obviously learning like everything, but it is cool to see. Really, it seems to happen like every time you guys all, you know, regardless of who's on, you guys seem to learn new things about each other, which I think is, again, I just think it's cool. And again, like I feel like it seems like a new thing, right? Like these things wouldn't be happening. I don't know, maybe you'd just be hanging out playing video games and it happens anyways, but the fact that we get to witness it too is cool. It gives us insight into it. So
definitely
cool. So we got bye week this week, but got Florida coming up next week. Something that we've talked about a lot is, conference realignment, expansion, everything that's going on. And I know like there was talk of like Auburn game, is that going to be played annually? I think we're kind of assuming Florida still will continue to be, but it may not remain in Jacksonville. I don't know. So having played down there, was that?
That's what I've heard, that it might not be in Jacksonville. It might be a home and away thing now.
Yeah. So I don't know, like how does that make you feel as someone who's played down there?
I think it's a great tradition, personally, but I also do like the idea of going home and away just because I love playing at Sanford Stadium. Like it's unmatched. Every Saturday, no matter who we're playing, what time, that place is packed and it's loud. And we always talk about it, like your opportunities to play there. They get shorter and shorter every time. So just trying to take all those in, and you always want an extra one.
Yeah.
I can relate to that as a fan as well. It's like, man, every single one of these is great. Every single one is special.
100%. It's a great atmosphere.
Yeah. I will say, and like I think for John and I, like, the Swamp, and I mean for you too, Tate, right? Like it is the one place none of us have been. So it would be cool to experience that as well.
Did you ever go when you were a recruit to watch any games there?
I went once, and I went to see them play South Carolina, I think it was, and I thought it was a pretty cool stadium. Just from being on the field, be able to look at it, it's unique, especially with the big the Swamp on the on in big letters. I thought that was pretty cool. But I only got to go down there once because it was a farther drive. Like everywhere that I was interested in was 2 hours from Rome, so it was really easy for me to get to. So I got a chance to go down there, and I went down there, and I thought it was a cool stadium.
Did you you have a favorite cocktail party memory for yourself?
It's not really a memory because it's almost like it happens every time. It's kind of weird. So you go out for warm-ups, and there's not really anybody. There's not many people in the stadium, and like it's weird. And then you go back in after warm-ups, and you come back out, and it's packed. So it's kind of like a shock. And I mean, which is understanding. I heard the tailgating's great down there, but
we can confirm
here.
It's definitely different.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, it is unique. I would hate to lose that, but I don't know. We kind of waffle. I'm more of the keep it there. I think John, you're kind of okay either way, but
I'm a hybrid person, but kind of in the vein of what you were talking about with traditions, Tate, like as we move to the future of college football, like it feels like that traditions are getting evaporated at a quick rate. So if you were to put me on the dime for it, I would say I would err on the side of keeping the traditions, like keeping things like Georgia, Florida, and in Jacksonville, and like protect the Auburn game at all costs, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think I'm with you on that. I'm a big fan of traditions. I think that's what makes everywhere unique. So,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's what makes college football unique. Compared, I mean, obviously compared to the NFL, but really I feel like it's one of the more unique sports we have in the country. So, all right. So one more cocktail party kind of sort of flavored thing. So one of the things we like to talk about, Tate, is uniforms. And I know like our sense is Kirby doesn't seem to like the alternate uniforms. Have you seen the picture of Kirby wearing the black pants in 1998 cocktail party?
We have. But we don't necessarily we don't necessarily talk about that as much. We talk about the white cleats that he wore when he was here. So, I think all of us would like to wear white cleats once, but I think
the white cleats.
I
didn't see that coming.
We talk about the white cleats every time because we're like, when we wore our white jerseys, like white cleats would look really good. And well, somebody's like, Coach Smart wore them when he was here. So it was like, they showed us the picture. We were like, we'll have to pick that up. So I think somebody said something to him about it.
What is his take? Like when you guys talk to him or try to convince him to let y'all do certain things, like does he weigh in? Like does he give you the time of day on it? Like what's the?
I think it's more just on the page of keeping the main thing, just not focusing on outside things or other things. Just I think that's what he's into.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
That doesn't surprise me at all. But then you had like these one-offs, like the Mississippi State game where we had the black jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, were you? Because that was your redshirt year, right? Tate,
yes,
2020.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you suit up in either of those alternate uniforms?
I was. You said what?
Did you suit up? So like, because I remember you played. I knew you played like Auburn at a minimum. Because I remember you did play. You did get to play as a freshman.
I was there. I
Okay.
didn't come off the sideline, but I was there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think the black jerseys look good.
Yeah.
But personally, my favorite is our white jerseys, the silver breeches. I think that's my favorite. I'm a fan of white.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It is a good look, and we've won some big games in those. So
we've wondered like on the fan side of things, like do the recruits all come through and they get all the different variations? Like there's a white helmet and stuff. Like are they genuinely bummed when they don't get to wear those things, or is that a factor at all?
I don't think it's a factor. I think they kind of know what's going to happen when we get here. But
okay,
like I said, I love our uniforms. I think like we brought it back. Going back to tradition. Don't change it. And I'm a big fan of them.
Yeah. I think it was when we were in school when we went back to the single white stripe down the helmet, because we had the black stripe in the middle down in the late 90s, and it kind of went back there. All right, cool. Well, hey, I mentioned that we had a mutual acquaintance. We want to hit a couple of questions on these. So one of them was actually, I'll start with this one, because this one actually you could, if you dig through the media guide, you would find this. And if you're a listener, if folks listen to your podcast, you have mentioned this, but I'm going to phrase this way: who's the better punter, Brett Thorson or Tate Ratledge? I understand you were the high school punter.
I'm going to have to give it to Brett, but I think he doing it was more impressive.
Yes.
I mean, nice. I had knee braces on. I think I netted like a 41-yard average. So I'm going to give it more impressive to me, but I think he's a better punter for sure.
That's fair. That's
amazing. You guys should have had a punt off when he was on.
I think pre-foot surgery I could have taken him. I don't know about now.
Okay. Oof.
I like it. There's some debate on whether or not the UGA quarterbacks despise the punters.
Oh yeah,
they don't like Australians.
They don't like Australian punters.
I do too. I love Brett, but I always tell him I hope he doesn't step on the field.
Yeah,
I like it. Confirmed.
Love it. Okay, so the other one, the funnier one, was Patrick wanted to know if you ever still drink Dr. Pepper before workouts anymore.
Oh gosh, this is a story. So, woke up one morning, was thirsty. We had a morning workout. First thing I grabbed a hold of was a Dr. Pepper. At that time, I thought I was invincible. Body could withstand anything, and that was until our big thing was running hills throughout Rome. So we would go to hills and run them. Well, I just happened to get halfway up one and catch a full body cramp. And they had to pick me up. At this time, I was probably like 330. So I was bigger than I am now. They had to pick me up, put me in the back of a truck and hold me down because I was tossing and turning, like just cramping everywhere. And then I didn't have a shirt on. I was sweating. So I had pine straw and dirt just covering my body. And there was a kids camp going on at the time. So when they got me back to the campus, a group of kids were walking by, and I got out of the truck. They picked me up out of the truck, and apparently like I screamed or something, and it scared the little kids so bad they like started running from me.
It's a Sasquatch.
They ended up washing me down with a hose, and just dropping me in the ice bath and bringing me a bunch of stuff to drink. But yeah, that was the last time I ever drank Dr. Pepper before a workout. He was one of them holding me down in the bed of the truck. I'm pretty sure he caught a couple knees while we were back there.
Yeah, that's your version matches up with what I heard from Patrick.
That's hilarious. I appreciate the Dr. Pepper though. I am also a Dr. Pepper fan.
I am too. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, Tate, I know we mentioned early on just about there's a collaboration going on right now between Oxia Time, who's our presenting sponsor, and then Classic City Collective. So shout out to both for working with us to make this happen. And I know you're also involved with Oxia Time a bit as well through the collective.
I am. I'm a big fan of their watches. They're extremely nice. I've actually, every time I've worn one, got at least a compliment or a compliment up to, I've gotten up to like 6 compliments every time I wore them.
Yeah.
They're definitely really nice watches.
Yeah, for sure. So if you want to see one of the watches that Tate is talking about, you can head over to classiccitycollective.com, click the shop link and then timepieces. And that's where you'll see the limited edition timepieces that if you purchase them, they also come with a presentation box signed by Kirby Smart. So be sure to go check that out. All right, let's see. A couple more things for you, Tate, and we'll let you get out of here. We've got we have a buddy of ours, friend of the show on the podcast, Coach Trillbill, and we asked him if he had any questions for you. So we gave him a little inside sources that we were going to have you on. So he had a few things for us. What's the team's go-to post-game locker room celebration song this season? You guys got a song you're vibing with?
Gosh, I don't think there's just one necessarily. Coach Smart gets done with his speech, and there goes the music, and it's just whatever they got queued up. But I don't think it's really anything specific.
Okay.
There was a point this season, I think, that you had tweeted about where the team kind of went nuts on the sideline on a song, like Ski or something like that.
Oh yeah. That song got played out really fast. That was short-lived.
Fair enough.
Nice. Okay, so for you, is there any like NFL player that you kind of like look up to as far as linemen around like your game?
Modeling my game after, I definitely have to go with Quentin Nelson.
Okay.
I think he's just violent, and he plays hard, and he's really fun to watch. And then trying to model my game after is also I have to say Trent Williams. I mean, he's the best of the best. I mean, it's I think as an offensive lineman, it's kind of hard to watch him play and not be like, I want to be able to do that. But I think both of them are extremely good players.
You got any former Georgia players that have come through that you're closest with?
Probably the guys that were in our room and that we went against every day in practice. Like the Vontaes, the JDs, the Jamaris, the Schaefers. I think that's just when you're going against each other every single day and with each other every single day. I think that's just a natural bond you build. So it's always exciting to see those guys back.
Nice.
That's awesome. Nice. I've got to ask. I have to ask this question, Tate. Like, what does it feel like to win the national championship as a player? Like, what did it feel like to you?
I mean, I don't think it's set in until the next day, really, because it's something you dream of for so long, and it's that one goal that never really changes. Like, yeah, you want to go play college football. That was a goal, but you never knew where. And that changed. Like I ended up coming here. But a national championship, I think, is on every kid that wants to play football, is in their view for their future. And to win that, it was kind of like a win for my younger self, if that makes sense. Is that something that like I always wanted as a child? Just know, as soon as I knew what it was, I was like, I want to do that. And being able to do that and being able to be a part of it is more amazing than I think I can even put into words. It's surreal. It still is to me, kind of.
Do people come up to you and like say thank you and things like that? Like, you know what I mean? Because it's not just the national championship for Georgia fans. It was, you know, Demons Be Gone was the play call, right? Like, it really was. So
yeah, every now and then we get a couple thank yous, and I think that means a lot too. Just knowing it's something bigger than us.
That was my son. My son is watching.
But yeah, definitely, I think it's something bigger than us. I mean, the first one had been 40 years, so yeah, that's something our fan base has been waiting on for so long, and then for us to be able to win 2 of those, I think is awesome. Like I said, it's bigger than us.
Yeah. Follow-up question: what does it feel like to win 2 national championships?
The first one, it was I didn't play in the first one. I ended up getting hurt that year.
Right.
Yeah.
So that one, it was just unreal to experience it. because that was just a great group of guys on that team, just seeing how they handled their business. And I learned a lot from that year, watching all those leaders take control of the team and kind of just and go with it. But the second one, like I just said, it's hard to put in words. It's still amazing to me, and the fact that I've been a part of two of them is even more unreal to me.
Yeah. Well, I think we have to say, we'll say thank you again to you, Tate. I mean, like, you mentioned like waiting so long, and like, so for us, like, I mean, I know we're experiencing it from a much different perspective than you are, but like, something, I was born in 1980. So like, I didn't remember it. Like, like I was alive, but I was a baby. So it was, for me, I grew up lifelong Georgia fan. So it's something I'd kind of like waited my life for. So yeah, we appreciate it. It's been a heck of a ride.
Yeah. I was born in 81. So.
Well, I was born in 2001, so I was way before me.
Oh man, yeah, we were. Hey, those were our days in Athens, Tate. So that's when we were around on campus. Love it. All right, I got one more thing. Maybe if you have time, something that I picking up from your podcast. I thought we could make you feel a little bit at home with this, Tate. So if you do your blind rankings.
Okay.
Could we blind rank Halloween candy?
Let's go.
All right.
I'm a huge Halloween fan.
All right. So I entered in a bunch of stuff with like a spin the wheel kind of thing so that I don't even totally know. So you can't see it right now. But so first one, we got Tootsie Rolls.
5.
All right. JP, you want to go with this too? 5. I agree. I considered not even having that one in there. Now we're going to see what else we got.
Yourself.
Yeah. All right. Milky Way.
Ooh.
4.
4 for JP.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go 4 with that one too.
Oh man. Now I feel like my list is like suboptimal.
If I put it on 3, what would go at 4? But I couldn't think of anything that would be.
What would be better? Yeah.
All right. Next up, we're going to go with, we got Snickers.
Ooh.
I'm gonna put it at 2.
I'm gonna go 2. God, Tate, you fit right in. We usually agree on all of the like over unders and things like that.
Yeah, man. Now, like, I should have just come up with these on my own and not do the spin the wheel. All right, the last one.
Those are pretty common Halloween candies you got as a kid, though.
They were. All right, the last one that came up was the Reese's Pieces.
Oh, it's number 1.
Number 1.
Okay. So we get a clean sweep. We can agree. Tate, you're fitting right in. We agree. We always make fun of each other because we agree on everything.
That was honorable mentions. Twix. Twix would be the real number 1.
Twix.
Okay, so that is my number 1. That was the thing, is I didn't want to just throw mine in there. I put a broader spectrum and kind of like got them a little randomly selected there. But that is my go-to.
I would throw a Kit Kat in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
We already have like one bag of Halloween candy, and the Twix magically disappeared somehow. I don't know what happened.
Personally, there's never been a candy that I've turned down, I don't think.
Is that your favorite, the Twix?
100, definitely.
Okay, so we got JD's a Swedish Fish guy. You're a Twix guy. Like, what's
Swedish Fish is up there second, I think.
Okay.
Nice.
If I go to a gas station, I'm either grabbing a Twix, Swedish Fish, and a Diet Coke. Usually, I've kind of gotten away from the Dr. Pepper after everything happened.
Understandable,
but
the other thing, the one last thing from my perspective, the hair has come up quite a bit, right?
Oh yeah.
So what are you just gonna keep this in perpetuity or until we don't win a national championship? Like, what's going on?
I think it might have to be gone after I get done here. It's kind of actually I got really close to cutting it off after the Auburn game. I didn't play very well that game, but I was just like mad that week. And one day I woke up and it was just everywhere. I was like, that's it. I'm calling my barber. Like, I'm getting this cut off. Like, I think it was actually like the Monday after, knowing that I was about to have to go watch film, knowing it was going to be a rough film session for me. It was kind of just like I woke up and I was like, I'm tired of it. It needs to be gone. But it's kind of stuck. I didn't think it would stay this long, but it kind of stuck like is with me. So
okay, I lied. So you mentioned going into the film session, and I imagine what you're alluding to there is the coaches, right? Like what is it like to be on the brunt end of a Kirby rage stroke?
It's really just knowing it's coming. Like, we're like, especially in the offensive line room, we're sitting there clicking plays, and like you remember the bad plays, and I had 2 or 3 that game that were really bad, like ones that I'm like just still trying to forget, like just get out of my system. Like I don't ever want to think about those again. And then you just know it's coming. It's like you start the drive that we watch it, you're like, here it comes. And it's like the longest 5 minutes of your life just knowing it's coming. And then it comes up, you see the comment on there of what you did wrong. You just kind of look at the coach and you're just like, here we go.
Man, I can't imagine.
I can't imagine. See, Jim just ghosts Kirby. You know, that's what he does. He just gives him the Irish goodbye.
I had an accidental thing where I thought I was taking up too much of Kirby's time. This was when he was still at Alabama, and we were at an event, and I like had this like feeling that like there was like a line forming behind me to like talk to him, and so I just kind of abruptly ended the conversation. It's like, hey, you know, coach, nice to meet you, good luck or whatever. And then I turned around, and there was like no one there, and I was like, oh, I feel like such an idiot. So yeah, that's my Kirby moment.
Hilarious.
Well, Tate, we appreciate your time, man. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out with us and chatting it up with us a bit. Where can folks, anything else you want to plug? I know we've mentioned the show, but Real Talk on YouTube. Is it just on YouTube? That's where I've seen it.
YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter.
Okay.
It's Real Talk on YouTube and Real Talk Georgia across everything else.
Okay. Got it.
I really appreciate y'all having me on. I had a really good time. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I could talk to you. I could talk to you forever, but I don't want to take up your entire evening because you probably got to get to bed. You got an early morning.
Yes,
well, hey, again, we'll say thank you again, and congrats on a great season thus far. It's crazy that it's already more than halfway through, and best of luck for the rest of the season, man.
It's flown by.
Is it? I assume it goes by. It probably goes by even faster for you than us. I can't imagine.
It's. I feel like I just moved here yesterday.
Wow.
It's like Coach Smart, or I got told how many days I've been here the other day, and it was like 1,600 days.
Wow, man,
it was like 1,300, something like that.
Yeah,
and I was like, wow. Like it's just kind of unreal to think about. It's flown by.
But hey,
time flies when you're having fun.
Oh man, amen. When I look at the media guide though, Tate, it says you're a redshirt sophomore, so you can do whatever you want, man.
I've got a couple more years. I got a redshirt COVID year. I could probably get a medical redshirt. I mean, last year, if I expressed all of my eligibility, I'd be like I was like a freshman.
Right.
So
that's unbelievable.
That's awesome. You heard it here. Tate's coming back.
Yeah.
Please. We
Yeah.
appreciate everything that you guys do. We know you dedicate your bodies and time and everything like that to like playing a game that we all love and enjoy for the university. So, you know, we're big fans. We're big fans. This is as much like a fanboy situation for Jim and I, but you know, we really enjoy talking to you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.
Hey man, go Dogs.
Go Dogs. Y'all have a good night.
Thanks, man. You too. Well, that was Tate Ratledge, folks. Should I hit stop yet?
That was Tate. Man, I can't believe it's. I mean, I guess I always knew like the amount of time that goes into those, you know, their days, but you really don't appreciate the amount of effort it takes to be a D1 athlete at this level.
Yeah. That's man. I like he very okay. After like watching his podcast and everything, that's kind of what I figured it'd be like. But super genuine, easy to talk to, good kid.
Yeah, good kid.
I think I scared him with the heads up had the question from Patrick, but he was cool with it.
He was cool with it. Yeah. I think he was excited to tell the Dr. Pepper story.
I think so. I think so. We probably should have opened with that.
I wonder, has he talked about that on the podcast? I'm guessing not, probably, but
I haven't heard that one. That one. I know he has mentioned the fact that he was a punter, though.
I would love to see the punter. Like, I would love to see him try to out punt Brett. Like, that would be amazing content, Tate.
Yeah, seriously. All right. Well, I think we can probably close this one out. More to come with this collab between Oxia Time, I Got a Podcast, Classic City Collective. This was a good way to kick us off, though, for sure.
Agreed. Hopefully we can get the rest of the Oxia Time ambassadors on with us and have some more of these. We can clock in some more interviews.
Absolutely. Love it. All right. I'll say it again. Go Dogs, John.
Go Dogs.